What is up, YouTube? This is Cody Pond, and we are making a video today for a beginner's guide to Call of Duty World at War on the Xbox 360, or just in general, World at War for 2026. I definitely noticed in at least the last couple of months, there has been an extraordinary amount of new players on World at War and other older Call of Duties, but World at War is the game I'm very passionate about. Now, this is just a beginner's guide. I will be making a follow-up video for more experienced players and more advanced techniques and other, little strategies and good spots, all of that stuff. So if you guys do want to see more of the series, be sure to leave a like and comment. It's very appreciated. But without further ado, I'm just going through my stats right now, where you can see that I pretty much have almost every single unlock and achievement done and challenge done in World at War. So I am a very experienced player with the game. I've played this game since probably, I would say, 2012, 2013. So not right away at the start, but for a very long time, I have been playing Call of Duty World at War. So without further ado, let's get into what to expect from Call of Duty World at War in 2026. So looking at lobbies, you can see I am playing on a weekday, on a Wednesday, roughly around 4 p.m. Eastern. And you can see there's 78 players actively playing the World at War multiplayer on the Xbox 360. You have 9 players in hardcore, and you have pretty much all the other players in regular team deathmatch. I will let you know, you definitely can still find search and destroy lobbies, which there are some discords where people try to group together and actually play search and destroy, so I will leave the link of that Discord down in the description below. But yeah, even on the weekends, you'll find some ground war lobbies and multiple search and destroy lobbies, and possibly even some free-for-all lobbies or other niche game modes as well on the weekend. But we'll go further into what other game modes you'll find later on and what game modes you can definitely be playing. Now, you'll see right away, once you are able to unlock custom guns or custom classes, I am rocking what you'll probably be utilizing right away, which is the Thompson. I definitely recommend using stopping power and steady aim as well. Steady aim is just a overall fantastic perk. It allows you to play very competitively, as well as stopping power. It basically just increases your weapon damage. So if you are not using stopping power, you're pretty much at a disadvantage, because that is almost what every single Call of Duty player of World at War uses. So just keep that in as a reminder. You'll also see that I am using satchel charges, and that is very, very important for certain maps that have tanks. So make sure you always have one custom class with satchel charges. You can see here that I am trying to shoot the tank, and I will tell you this right now, do not, I repeat, do not try to physically shoot a tank with your gun. You're basically going to be doing no damage. The only way to take out tanks effectively is by using the sticky grenade or using satchel charges or the bazooka, but realistically, the satchel charge, you can take out a tank with 3 satchel charges. So if one other player and yourself both are trying to take out the tank, you will take out these tanks very effectively. Now, here I am using the SVT, and this is a weapon that you would be using if you do prefer more of an assault rifle or a longer range weapon. Maybe you don't like being up close, or you want something that you can be a little bit more accurate with. I would definitely say the SVT is a decent weapon. However, it does have a small clip size, so you won't be able to fire too many bullets without having to reload. So just keep that in mind. You won't be able to mow down multiple enemies at once, but it is a decent weapon. Fun fact, there's only one assault rifle in the entire game that actually is automatic, and you do not get that for quite a while, which is the STG. So again, submachine guns are going to be primarily what you are using while you're leveling up, but of course, you could also find someone, which again, I will link down in the description below for a Discord, where if you do want to just automatically level up to 65 and have every weapon, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you've never played World at War before, I strongly recommend you at least trying to level up and experience the game how the developers wanted you to experience the game. Now, the third and final weapon that I would recommend early game is snipers. You definitely can use snipers, and keep in mind, you are going to find a lot of players on World at War who do snipe. You can see from this gameplay that I'm not getting many kills, and that is because you cannot use other perks besides stopping power. So just a heads up, as you can see, there are hit marker after hit marker. You physically cannot one-shot someone with a sniper unless you are using stopping power, which once I start using stopping power, you can see that one shot the enemy. So just keep that in mind. Stopping power is an absolute must if you're planning on using a sniper. Now, I have mentioned every other class besides the LMG class, or the light machine guns and shotguns, and the reason why I bring both of those up as non-beginner weapons is because shotguns, there's only two. There's only two shotguns in the entire game, which is the trench gun and the double barrel. Both are arguably pretty bad, and World at War actually has quite a few maps that are really wide open, and yeah, they're just wide open maps. But the weapon that I'm using in this gameplay is the MP40, which oddly enough you unlock at level 10, and it is by far, ladies and gentlemen, the best weapon in the entire game. You can use it with stopping power, you can use it with Juggernaut, you can use it with double tap, but by far the strongest variance of using the MP40 is with stopping power or with Juggernaut. I will let you know though, if you do try to use Juggernaut with the MP40 and you're pretty good with it, expect to get a lot of Xbox messages, because it is by far the cheapest and most scummiest play style in World at War. So just be mindful of that. If you're trying to, you know, play and still be competitive and you are already a really good Call of Duty player, maybe just use stopping power with the MP40 and do not go with the Juggernaut variant. Now, while we are on the topic of annoying playstyles, we have to talk about snaking, which is by far notoriously used by pretty much every good World at War player. And basically what snaking is, it's a visual glitch of World at War exclusively, where it makes your character literally look like they're squirming on the ground, and it makes it very tough to hit that player who is doing that action. So you'll see that I do also snake in the video. It helps you to keep cover if you're behind a wall, where you can make it where they don't even see your head popping up when you're trying to shoot a shot with a sniper, or other weapons, of course. But mainly you're going to be seeing this used by snipers, as well as players that, you know, can really utilize a submachine gun by just hip firing, and then as well as being able to snake on the ground. So just be mindful of that. This is not a hack, this is legit. Anyone can play and use that play style, but just know a lot of people definitely feel very strongly towards this one way or another. My personal opinion, it's very annoying most of the time, because I feel a lot of players will snake when they don't even have a chance, or it doesn't even make sense. They're purposely doing it just to make your life harder, and it actually does not help them in any way. But if you do master snaking, it is a very viable method to play. One of the last things I want to talk about today is you will notice on this game, if you do not have the DLC, you will actually be thrown into lobbies still with players that have all of the DLC. There is no separation, which helps keeps this game alive, honestly. And what's really cool about it is that most players will just vote these maps, but as you can see, I am playing on Subpens, which is a DLC map, and many players still have all of the DLC. Thankfully, because most of the DLC people bought because of zombies. So a lot of players, including myself, would recommend definitely getting the DLC. You will find many players who do have it, and they're really worth playing. Especially, there are so many maps where if you are an LMG user, or even a shotgun user who wants a smaller map, you definitely will find the fit for guns like that on the DLC. I'm not saying LMGs you can't use on other maps besides smaller maps, but trust me when I say shotguns, a lot of DLC maps are very playable with it. But that is going to wrap up this video of the beginner's guide. If you did enjoy this video, like I said, be sure to leave a like and comment what is your experience so far with World at War if you are a new player. But like I said, as long as you stick with submachine guns, and again, I highly recommend buying the DLC. There are a lot of good maps and most players do have it, so you're not wasting your money. And worst case scenario, you can always play some zombies as well if you do enjoy zombies. But that is going to do it for this video. I am going to be doing a follow-up with more in-depth on what weapons I would personally use for certain maps, as well as what maps where I like to kind of play, or how my play style can affect yours and maybe make you a better player. But again, thank you guys very much for watching, and of course we will see you in another video. Peace out.